Okay, students. So now we are going to start a mock interview for our student Gorango Ghosh, and this mock is for power grid. So, Mr. Gorango, first of all, you introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. So my name is Gauranga Ghosh, and I am from Bardhaman, West Bengal. And I passed my master's in computer application from the University of Bardhaman in 2015. And then I joined Wipro Technology as a software engineer. And after that, I joined Emphasis, and I used to work on different infrastructure related issues and used to automate those activities. And after that, I joined Citrix R&D as a software engineer one, and there I used to develop support tools, automation support and automation tools. And uh, currently, I'm working with Highland as a software developer here, and I'm working with their flagship product on this. I'm developing different features and bug fixing of those products. And my hobbies are playing TT and swimming. So that's all from my side, sir.
Okay. So, if you are having a job, then why do you want to switch your job?
Yes, because power grid is I'll get a different level of work satisfaction here, because working in power grid is itself is a proud for me. And power grid serving as an engineer in power grid I will be serving to my country, and I'll be impacting country people day to day life. So that's actually for
So,
that reason
why
I
did
want.
you leave Infosys?
This is because of learning different technology. So I want to go into development domain. So for learning different technology and getting a diverse experience in different domain, I have to switch from Emphasis.
Okay. And suppose you work for some years with power grid,
Yes.
then have you made some long-term career objective also?
Yes, sir. I did made a long-term career goal for that. So initially, I will be working on some. So as per my job role, I will be as a working as a developer in .NET domain. So initially, I'll start with developing and learning new things, and I will be accustomed with the domain and the environment, and then slowly, I'll start architecting on those technology, and then also I'll look into the leadership role as well. So
Okay.
that's my long
So,
term.
what are your comfortable programming languages?
My comfortable programming language is C sharp.
C.
C sharp.
Okay. And do you like to learn more languages or
Yes,
uh,
I did learn. I used to work on C++ before, and then I worked on PowerShell before, and now I'm learning C sharp.
okay.
So if
Tell
future,
me,
yeah, yes, sir.
yeah. So, you are in job from how many years? Around
Around 7.5 years.
7.5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Married or unmarried?
I'm married. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your wife working?
No, I'm my wife is not working.
Okay. So, right now you are going to office for off or you have work from home.
I have both the option here. So sometime I go office, sometime I'm working from home. So
Okay. But if you join Power Grid, you will not get this opportunity of doing
yeah,
work from
that's
home.
fine for me. Initial years before COVID, I used to go office only. After COVID, in this situation, in the pandemic situation, I started working from home. So that's I would like to go to office as well. So I feel there would be more
Okay, so
collaboration.
are you aware about the work of Power Grid? What are the responsibilities? What are the
Yeah,
things in which Power Grid is involved?
yeah, I am aware of that. So the power grid is mostly into power transmission. So apart from that, they have also consultancy domain. They are also in telecom industry, and they are also in IT and technology department. And they have recently developed some of the portal like
Okay,
vendor
so
portal. Yeah,
can you tell me the unit of power
it's what
and can you define power?
uh, power is the pressure we are putting in a uh, amount of pressure we are putting in some square feet area. That is power, I guess.
Electrical power.
Okay, I'm not aware of, sir. To check this one.
But you are going to join organization Power Grid, and you
Mm-hmm.
are very much influenced by Power Grid,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know about electrical power.
That I have to check. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your hobbies.
Hobbies, I like to swim sometimes, and playing table tennis on that.
So, how do you manage your hobby during winter?
Winter playing table tennis. I play table tennis. Sometimes swimming in the daytime also fine.
Okay. And what strengths you have observed in your personality up to now?
So strength wise, I can adopt in new environment very quickly. That's I feel one of my strength, and my technological skill, my coding skill, I feel one of the strength in mine. And apart from that, in a behavioral way, I'm my honesty and my hardworking skill would be a strength.
Okay. Okay, Ashish sir, you can ask some questions from Gorango. Unmute yourself, Ashish sir.
Okay. Raghu, how are you?
I'm good. How to, sir?
Okay, okay. So, in which subjects are you? I think you are taking computer science.
Yes, computer science.
Okay. So in which subjects you are comfortable?
Um, Comfortable OS algorithm.
Operating systems and algorithms.
Yeah, DBMS.
DBMS. So we can start with operating system. So, can you tell me what is the difference between the process and thread?
Thread are basically a lightweight process, and each process there will be one thread. So thread is the one which actually executing the job.
For each process, we have one thread.
Each process will be having one thread that will executing the job.
Is it necessary that each process will have only one thread?
Yeah. Now minimum should be one. They
Minimum should be.
we can fork and we can create another, but minimum should be one to execute.
Fork is basically used to create thread.
Fork for it is a Unix related system, but Windows, so we can also create child process. So create child process also there.
So fork is going to create child process, not the thread.
Child thread. Yeah, that will create a child process. Yeah.
So how to create thread?
Create thread will be there would be system calls for creating threads. Like for Windows, I know uh, create thread, some process thread, some system call would be there. We can call that. And in a high level language, there would be we can use system.thread class to create threads.
For example, if you're creating p threads, then what is the method or what's the function that is used to create the thread?
Pthread method.
POSIX thread?
Pthread you are talking about the Windows one, right? So
It may be Windows or it may be Unix.
Pthread, I'm not sure about the system call. It's something create Pthread, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
You said that thread is a lightweight process.
Mhm.
So what is lightweight in thread?
So um, it will have call stacks information and the ID. So it will not have all the information of as a process have. So it will only have the call stack information and the thread ID and some more details. And those information will be there. So it won't be as heavy as process. So that's why we call it a lightweight process.
What are the things that process have but threads don't have?
So process will have all the information what PCB holds, and thread uh, how- mm, no, I'm not sure on that, sir. To check.
Okay, no problem. And what is that virtual memory? Can you tell me?
Virtual memory is nothing but a illusion of memory, and where we are using secondary memory as a primary we are giving a illusion that as if we are using a primary memory, but that's actually a part of secondary memory. So that's we call virtual memory.
Which concept is used for making the memory virtual?
Paging segmentation we can use. We can make the divide the process, and we can take whatever is needed that time. We can take that into the memory, and rest we can keep it in the secondary memory.
Okay. What is thrashing?
Thrashing is it's actually a condition where if the number of page fault if the number of page fault increase, then the performance will get decreases. So there is a graph for that. So that condition we call thrashing.
What may be the possible reason?
Possible reason would be the number of frames are more, maybe a number of frames are less. That's why we are getting more page faults. So, or they are not in a, so like we are not, the system is not asking for the page that is not that he has referred already, or he all the time he is asking for a new the situation where all the time it is asking for a new page. So that kind of scenario, the page fault would be more.
Okay, coming to the DBMS, what can you just tell me the concept of foreign key?
Foreign key is a key that is actually we are referring from one of the primary key of some different table, a different relation. So that relation we call it referred relation, or the relation the foreign key reside, that is we are called referencing relation. So we are referring that foreign key in some other table, so that's called foreign key.
Okay. So what are the constraints of foreign key?
Foreign key constant, that there would be deletion and updation constant on that. We cannot delete we have to set like which way we want to delete it. Like we can cascade it, or we can if like the if some primary key has referred, we cannot delete that primary key. So that one of the delete constant. And we cannot update also if some primary key are already referred, and we cannot update also. So that and that case we can take some action. Like there are some action, sometimes we don't take any action, sometimes we can set a default value, sometimes we can we can cascade, we can delete that we can delete, or sometimes we can update accordingly. So that way you can take different action on that.
Okay. So why we actually normalize the data?
Sorry sir, can you come again?
Why we actually normalize the data?
Normalize the data. Okay. So having a big relationship sometime will cause different insert, update, and insertion, updation, and deletion anomalies. So if there is more attributes to our relation, that triggering some other issues, like when we are inserting something that we have to insert, that doesn't, we don't have to insert. When we have to delete something, that doesn't, like we don't have to delete all the field maybe. So for that way we have to divide the relation such a way, so there is no such that there is no insertion, deletion, or updation anomalies.
Is there anything to do with data redundancy?
Yeah, so that redundant, that is one of the data redundant would be it is a case of insertion where inserting, maybe we will be having a redundant data also. Yeah, the redundant also should be there. So
Okay, okay. And what is the difference between 3NF and BCNF?
BCNF is more restricted than 3NF. 3NF, we call it a relation 3NF. It is already in 2NF, and there should be relations. If there is a relationship x to y, if x function is dependent on y, so that x should be a super key, and we don't impose or anything on y on third NF, but BCNF that that y, if there is a dependency from x to y, that y has to either for 3NF, either x has to be super key or y had to be prime attributes. This is a 3NF, but for BCNF, we have constant that prime attribute, we have constant that one also, and that the x belongs to x dependent on y, that x should be super key for BCNF. So that's the constant. So that is more restrictive in BCNF.
Okay, coming to C++, can you tell me that what is the virtual function?
Yeah, so it's we use it for mainly it is because of overriding runtime polymorphism. So what happens when we are writing a same function as our base class in the derived class? So there is if we assign that base derived class object into base class object, then there is a tendency that the derived class object get overridden, the derived class object is overridden by the base class. So to overcome that problem, we introduce a new keyword in C++, that is virtual keyword. So if we specify virtual keyword in base class, and then we override that in the derived class, and when we're calling that when we're assigning that derived class into base class, we can actually call the derived class method. So that way we can call the derived class method. So the whatever type the base class is having, whatever derived class type the base class is having, that type function will be get called. So that was the intention behavior. So that was the intended behavior. So we achieved through that.
Okay, and what is pure virtual function?
Pure virtual function, C++. It's a virtual function without any definition, as per I remember. I'm not completely recall it. It is I think it is a virtual function without any definition.
So, for example, I think if you are writing some a virtual function and if you are not writing definition of it, then what is the advantage of actually that function? Why you make such kind of functions where you don't write?
Yeah, so that kind of function, if you come into little high level language C#, so that is the one of the concept of interface. So that way we can create an interface, because we are restricting user to implement those method that we say, let me give you an example. Like we have a stack. So whenever we are creating an abstract class for a stack, so we will tell that this the stack should not have a different operation than push, pop, and top kind of thing. So that's for stacks, there should not be any measure area or calculate media option. So that's why we are by imposing those, we are whoever is implementing those classes, we are imposing that they have to implement those functions. So that is we are imposing on the client side. So that's the main.
Okay. One last question from my side. What is friend function?
What is
Friend function.
C++? No, friend function is basically friend function. It is a friend function is as per I remember, it is we cannot access private data member from different classes, right? So the friend function is the one we can access the private data member of different functions. So it's been quite some time I worked with C++. So if you can ask from C#, it would be better, I guess. So
Okay, okay, no
Okay,
problem.
yeah.
There is no language barrier actually.
Mhm.
ठीक
That's
है.
those, yeah.
Okay, Gauranga, I think whatever I have experienced from your responses, that ठीक है, its accuracy is around 70 to 75%.
Mhm.
Basically, programming skills are quite satisfactory from your side.
Mhm.
You need to have a little bit more study on operating systems.
Yeah, actually, operating system. I don't think they will ask, because this is the experience for .NET. They have specified. So I am assuming that operating system won't come. So I haven't went through those.
Yeah, definitely might be possible because
Yeah. That's
you have
so.
given
I
a
will
number,
go through once those concept. Yeah.
you have given a number of interviews for the companies. So
Mhm.
uh, it doesn't matter what they ask in interview and what actually they will have to
Mhm.
do with you in the on-site.
Mhm. Yes. Correct.
So because actually operating system and computer networks, C++, actually these are the few things which are quite general. So
Mhm.
majority of the times you will see that they can ask you, because though in the panel there will be some scientists,
Mhm.
or there will be some senior members from Power Grid.
Mhm.
So might be possible they will not be having some experience with coding or coding on some .NET or what kind of things. Might be
Correct.
possible they may not ask you such kind of things, and might be possible there may have some expert from that domain he may ask.
Mhm.
But majority of the panel will have the senior members from Power Grid and from other
Mhm.
PSUs. So
Mhm.
they may ask some general questions from the operating systems, from the network, from the
Mhm.
C++,
Yeah. Correct.
and have your overall, they
Correct,
can
sir.
check overall knowledge base.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Sure.
Tyagi sir. Okay, Gorango, I think this is from my side.
Okay, so I'll brush up my OS and little bit of this one.
Little bit. Huh?
Uh,
You may also go through some concepts of the computer network as well.
Computer network, I'm okay. I didn't say because it's not related to this domain, so that's why. That also I am comfortable.
That may be actually chances are
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not always necessary that they
Uh,
are if
And I
they
I am blank in that power question though. So what I have to study for that, the power and all, I'm totally blank. I don't know anything about that. So.
okay, no doubt. You can have some basics and you can have some set of questions from Tyagi sir, because he's from that domain.
Okay. Let me
Actually, I'm
ask
from
Tagis.
computer science.
Uh-huh.
So Tyagi sir is from the power and grid, and he's I think
Mm-hmm.
masters in power and control.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have some set of questions, some set of basic questions from him.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. So he will provide us.
Mm-hmm.
ठीक है. Okay. Varanga, thank you.
Tagis sir will come or?
I think so. Might be possible.
Okay.
I will call him.
Mhm.
Just a minute.
Sure.
Ashish sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Actually, I will also like to ask some questions.
Sure.
I guess you didn't know that I was there, so
Your name is not shown. It's Yourpedia.
yeah.
It's there.
And that's it.
क्या हाल है जीजी?
It's good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. और अच्छा, tell me.
Aman sir हो ना?
हाँ, तभी
Okay.
जीजी बोल रहा हूँ आपको.
Yeah. हाँ.
ठीक है. अच्छा, तो
हाँ.
आप मुझे पहले एक ये बताइए कि Ballades anomaly क्या होता है?
So Bladis anomaly is something related to the page allocation. So in fast in fast out, if you fast in fast out, if we take that algorithm, and if you its general assumption would be, if we increase the frame number of frames, then the page fall would be less. But that there is an exception for fast in fast out. If you increase the number of frames, then also the number of page fall increases. So that we call Bernardus anomaly.
Okay. Can you tell me something about thrashing? The term have you heard the term thrashing?
Yeah, thrashing also, it is related to the performance and the number of page fault. So it would be, the graph would be like a U-shaped graph. So that is, if the number of page are increasing, number of page fall are increasing, the performance will increase some extent, and then it will degrade.
So you are saying that if the page fault are increasing, then the performance will increase for some time.
As per I remember, I have to recall. I didn't, the OS I haven't went through. So that the it is with performance, and is it a number of page fall or number of frames, that I have a doubt. So
Okay. Okay. You said that DBMS was your
yes.
good subject, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So can you tell me in which of the forms you can achieve 100% or you can say 0% redundancy?
Redundancy,
Will be 0% in which of the forms?
I would say this would be the third normal form.
Okay. Acha, what if I ask you
Mhm.
that you have a property called dependency preserving?
Yes, yes.
So in which form that dependency preserving will be, yeah, like you can guarantee that dependency will be preserved?
Dependency preserving. I think it is with BCNF.
Okay. Acha, can
The,
you tell me what is when you use foreign key, what is delete cascade? We use the term delete cascade. What is it?
yeah. So what happens when the foreign key refers primary key from other tables? So what happens? So there would be some action we need to perform. Like we cannot directly delete a primary key which is already got referred by a foreign key. So we can get give some option which action we want on the deletion of a primary key. So one
Okay.
of the option is the delete cascade. So there we are telling the SQL compiler to whenever there's a delete, and whoever referred those whenever there is a delete on a primary key, and whoever has referred that primary key should be deleted.
Okay. Okay. Tell me something. The difference between user and kernel level threads.
Yeah, user and kernel level threads, difference is user level, all the context switches and all the execution, the user level thread will be little more faster than the kernel level threads, and kernel level threads will have the access at the kernel level, that
Okay.
all the system calls and all, they will have the access, they can access all the system code at the kernel level, but user level will not have that. And kernel level threads, like once in case of user level thread, is one got blocked, all the other thread in a particular process will get blocked. That won't happen in case of kernel level thread.
Okay. Acha, let's
Yes.
say that you have two doubly circular linked lists.
Two doubly, okay.
And the size of the first doubly circular linked list is M, and second doubly circular linked list is N.
Okay.
If you want to concatenate both of them, what will be the time complexity for the concatenation of those two?
Okay, circular list,
Doubly circular linked list.
doubly circular link list. So how will concatenate, because like it would be a bigger circle, kind of that way you're talking
No, no,
about?
no, 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 no. You will take the first list. You will concatenate it with the second list, like the first last element of the first, and the first element of the second list.
Okay,
If
okay,
you will
got it, got it.
concatenate it, then it will become a bigger doubly circular linked list.
I got it now. Okay, so this link will go to that one. Okay, so both are passed, right, with the function, right? Both the list. Okay,
Sorry.
now both the list are passed, right, to me, and I have to just concatenate those two.
Yes, you have to just concatenate it. Yes. What will
Okay.
be the time complexity?
Okay. For doubly linked list, we have this circular also, right? So yeah, we can do it order of one, I guess. because for doubly and circular we'll have both the information about both the last note and first note. So we have the information in the first hand. So we what we have to do, we have to just exchange those, just we have to correct those what that call correct those link, that's it, because we have that all the information.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, that is all from my side. So जिन questions में I am asking you about like there is a process to them, so you are pretty comfortable with those processes, those questions. But जिन questions में I am asking like you have to answer in one word, or it's a short answer, or you
Okay.
have to learn, you have to just remember something, not like this that you figure it out that you will do it that way, not those type. In these type of questions you are comfortable, but when I am asking like it's a factual question, like yes or no, yeah, you have to tell me what is it or not, उन questions में you are little bit not that much confident I say, और थोड़ा बहुत गलत भी है. और thrashing में क्या होता है कि एक ये पॉइंट है कि अगर हम मल्टी प्रोग्रामिंग इंक्रीज करें,
ओके, हाँ, डिग्री ऑफ मल्टी प्रोग्रामिंग, या
तो उससे ये होना चाहिए कि हाँ ठीक है, आपका नंबर ऑफ वो जो है एफिशिएंसी जो है वो एक तरह से इंक्रीज हो. बट कुछ पॉइंट ऑफ के बाद अगर बहुत ज्यादा वो इंक्रीज कर दोगे तो वो एकदम से ड्रॉप कर जाएगी,
ड्रॉप कर दिया,
क्योंकि उसमें नंबर ऑफ पेज फॉल्ट्स बहुत ज्यादा होने लग जाएंगे.
रिवर्स टाइप का होता है. हाँ,
that is crashing. Yes, the tip of that the maxima of that graph, you can say at that point, after that point when you add any more processes, then the graph will drop, because crashing will occur at that point.
Yeah, correct. I
Okay,
forgot that.
So yes, just go through operating system once. And yes, for DBMS also, like
DBMS the normalization part, I was confused. Yeah,
when you are trying to preserve the dependency, so 1NF, 2NF, 3NF all can preserve the dependency, but there is no surety for BCNF.
Okay.
And 0% redundancy is what? Like you don't have any redundancy. Now one normal form, second normal form, and third normal form. All these forms are like, they are not the best forms.
Yes.
So we try to remove their dependency, like if there is a partial dependency,
partial
then we reach BCNF. And when we reach BCNF, the dependency will become zero. Sorry, redundancy will become zero. In BCNF, there is no redundancy.
Okay.
So these are some points that if the question is like on the you have
and
to
give you asked one question that dependency preservation on which, that would be BCNF, right? That
on for dependency preserving BCNF, you cannot surely say that you can decompose the form into BCNF and dependency will be preserved. But for 1NF, 2NF, and 3NF, if you are decomposing on that form, then dependency preserving, you can surely preserve the dependency. For BCNF, it's not surely there. The guarantee is not there. Okay, that's why we prefer 3NF over BCNF, because as you know that BCNF will provide you the 0% redundancy, but there is no use of 0% redundancy if your dependencies are not preserving. That you are losing the dependency. Functional dependency अगर lose होगी तो फायदा क्या? तो that's why हम थोड़ा सा ये कर लेते हैं कि redundancy चाहे थोड़ी बहुत हो जाए, 2-3%, 4% हो जाए, but dependency preserve रहनी चाहिए. That's the reason that we prefer 3NF over BCNF.
Sir. One second.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
बाकी all the best है ना. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, आशीष सर, you provide कर दिया आपने feedback?
हाँ, provided कर दिया.
ठीक है. गौरव को ठीक है, तुम्हारा एक्सपीरियंस भी अच्छा है और अच्छी कंपनी में भी काम कर चुके हो, तो पॉजिटिव ही रहेगा सारा, और प्लस कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल भी ठीक है. थोड़ा सा पावर ग्रिड के बारे में और पढ़ लो. कई बार क्या है ना, तुम्हारी अटकाने के लिए तुमसे पूछ सकते हैं ना, जैसे पावर के बारे में.
हाँ सर, वो सब वो मैं पूरा ब्लैंक हूँ पावर, वो सब के लिए, मतलब फिजिक्स का तो बहुत पहले पढ़ चुका था.
हल्का फुल्का तो पता होना चाहिए ना.
अच्छा सर, थोड़ा बोल देंगे क्या बेसिक,
तो पावर क्या होती है,
ओके,
पावर की यूनिट क्या होती है, वोल्ट करंट, ओम्स लॉ क्या है.
अच्छा,
ठीक है. और तुम्हारा ये एसीडीसी में क्या अंतर है.
अच्छा,
थोड़ा बहुत कॉमन सेंस बेस्ड चीजें है ना ये तो इतना देख लो। एसी डीसी और पावर कैपेसिटी कितनी है हमारे इंडिया की अभी, इंस्टॉल्ड कैपेसिटी कितनी है, कितनी पावर हम जनरेट कर पा रहे हैं, ठीक
So
है।
those come in megawatt, right? That one.
हाँ हाँ, और ग्रिड के बारे में थोड़ा, ग्रिड
हाँ,
ग्रिड
स्मार्ट
फेलियर,
ग्रिड वो थोड़ा पढ़ लिया। हाँ
हाँ हाँ, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा, साइबर अटैक जो होते हैं ग्रिड के ऊपर, उससे रिलेटेड कुछ।
अच्छा
पावर ग्रिड के ऊपर भी अटैक हो चुका है ना एक बार, साइबर अटैक।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा,
हाँ,
वो
तो
देखना पड़ेगा थोड़ा।
ग्रिड फेल हो जाती है जैसे, तो क्योंकि तुम्हारा काम तो रिलेटेड ही है ना,
हम्म।
तो इन चीजों को भी थोड़ा सा देख लो।
अच्छा ठीक है,
ओके।
ठीक है सर।